Welcome to the Living Well podcast, a life-changing series about healthy living in all areas of your life, emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual. Hosted by Judy K. Martini, a spiritual guide and holistic healer. Now here she is. Judy, take it away.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another really good show that we have for you today. And it's so exciting because this show is going to have two different levels to it. But first, before we get started, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. And please share this podcast. If you're watching it by video, please share it, and share if you're listening to by audio, because the information that's being presented in these podcasts is there for you, to enlighten you, to help you, to support you, to inspire you, to guide you and others. And that was my intention from the very beginning of doing any of these. So thank you for that. So let's get right down to it. We only have a certain amount of time. And with me today is Jackie. And Jackie is called an angel of hope. And you're going to see after today's podcast, after our video today, about why she's called that. And I want to just get right into it. And the first thing I want to get into, which is let's just say it's abnormal for some. So let's just say you've saved up your money and you're going to go on vacation. And typically you want to go with your family, your partner, and you want to go somewhere warm or somewhere exciting, that you're going to get your value in money, and it's some, rides and excitement, or being catered to, or in a 5-star, or camping or glamping. And you get excited for your vacation. Well, this lady, Jackie, Angel of Hope, you're never going to guess where she went. She went to an animal sanctuary and volunteered her time. I that's almost bringing me to tears, because animals are near and dear to my heart. And there's something changing in the animal kingdom, which we won't get into today. That will be a special podcast. But first of all, let's welcome Jackie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much, Judy. It's a great honor and a pleasure to be in this beautiful space with you today. And I thank you for having me today. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
It's my pleasure. So let's talk about your vacation. and people are saying, when I said, who would do that? Probably everybody's going, probably not me. So let's talk about the why of this. Why were you drawn to this? What is that within you? Who are you? And why would you do something like this? Let our listeners and watchers know what's going on with you, Jackie.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I knew I had a vacation coming up, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I knew that certain locations were limited. And to be honest with you, it just happened to pop up in my newsfeed. And I was really, really intrigued and drawn to it for some reason. And we all know that when we're drawn to something, our intuition tells us to look even deeper. And I knew then that I had to be a part of this. It was a week of, sometimes I can't even find the words. All I can say was the love that I felt, that I experienced, was so profoundly beautiful that oftentimes you just can't find the words. To spend a week with rescued death row animals that have been saved and now living a life of love, acceptance, and joy, it left me in tears. It was something that I've never personally experienced before. To share the space with, there were goats, there were donkeys, there were pigs, and there was a beautiful horse that was just so pure, fully white, full pure. The love, Judy, I keep speaking of the word love. It made me really open my eyes on many different levels to know that animals love so deeply, and yet they forgive. Because we all know that, the animal field, when it comes to food and the industry of that, we often we just think of it's the food chain. But when you spend the time with them and getting to know them and being with them, the love that they give and the love that I gave, and doing the Reiki and just talking with them and just rubbing them down, and to look in their eyes, you look into their souls. And for some, you see great pain that they've had to deal with. And there was one particular donkey who was saved from death row, from being sent over to another country for meat. And on my final days, he didn't come around too often, but on my final day, he came right up, and we stood there side by side for approximately 30 minutes as I just gave love. I gave some Reiki, and we happened to look into each other's eyes. And to be honest with you, a little teardrop came out of his eye, and he let me rub him, gather his ears, as if to say thank you for the love that you gave to me. And I left very emotional but happy, knowing that these animals are in a safe space, knowing that they are loved, and to live the rest of their lives with food, water, sacred space to walk around. I met a beautiful pot-bellied pig. Her name was Gretel. And every morning she would come and greet me outside the front door of the cottage, the little cabin. And we exchanged fruits and vegetables. And she was so gentle, Judy. It was my first time being one-on-one with such a beautiful animal creature. And the gentleness that came from her taught me so many things about my own journey, my own life, and to know that life is precious. And what you give out, it shall return to you in the most beautiful of ways. The goats, there was this beautiful one that would come and greet every morning with the noise that they make, and just so happy to see and be petted and touched. And it just left me speechless. You know, Judy, the energy there, the love. I witnessed beautiful angelic love. I witnessed beautiful spirits. Not only human spirits, but fur baby spirits from the animals that they've had in the past. It was profound. It was beautiful. It was loving. And it was something that I will do again and again and again. And I think we all know how, speaking to rent a cottage, how much it would cost. To know that every penny goes back to these animals that I invested in made my heart smile from within. There are no words, Judy, no words.
I know. I mean, I'm feeling it, because I too feel the depth of these animals. And as a young child, in my Bible, there was a picture of man and woman and children sitting around this big rock. And every animal you can imagine was around there, just sitting there, just looking at each other, just smiling, just part of the family. And it eased my soul. It just seemed so natural. And I don't know how old I was, young. And then I saw my first television show where a lion killed a zebra. And then I saw other shows of animals being slaughtered. And then my new uncle had a slaughterhouse, and I was forever traumatized by that. So about 10 years ago, I started to see videos on social media of animals interacting with humans very differently. And I knew that this time had come, that there'd been a shift in consciousness, a shift in frequencies of energies, that we will be as one, and there will be no bloodshed at some point in time of anything or anybody. And for now, it's like we're playing out this last role of this insane violence against humans, our planet, and animals. We're playing this out, finishing it off to end it. And as much as I'm honored, and I think you are too, to be part of this new ascension or new earth coming, the pain that we feel from the past, present, of what's happening is overwhelming at times for us humans, especially as sensitive empaths that we are. But the joy that we get in knowing, like I have two dogs, and I see them much differently than I did when I was a child with animals, and to see that they are forever grateful to be in my presence, and all they require is food, water, and shelter and validation, right? Food, water, shelter, and validation, like any human being.
Yes.
We need food and water. We need shelter from the elements and validation that I am worthy of being a human being. So I thought, when we were about to do the podcast, I thought, what are we going to talk about? Because we could talk about your angel readings, where that came from, how that manifested in your life. And I knew, though, that this vacation that you chose to take was not going to be about riding the big roller coaster or being in a spa for 6 days and eating caviar and drinking champagne and being waited on. And I thought, what a perfect subject to talk about, because people right now, I know, are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Highlighted with crisis and drama. And to bring a little sensibility and calmness and humaneness to this world is what's needed to connect with people and animals on a whole different level. And I know you and I are going to talk personally about something very special that happened on the last day, but I know, and I can feel from you, that this has changed you. So can you tell our audience how you feel changed by this, what you feel?
I feel in a beautiful way. I feel healed on a different level of enlightenment. I feel healed in a sense where my heart connected to theirs. And it made me understand and made me feel that there needs to be more of this. I really feel that if people were to take the time and perhaps step out of their comfort zone and spend time with these, I call them fur babies, spend time with these beautiful fur babies, I think they would be able to understand each other's world in a sense where it will bring an exchange of love, healing, and understanding moving forward. And oftentimes it may even help you find answers. It's a different type of love. It's a different level of love, because we both know that these beautiful fur babies can't make decisions on their own. It is the human existence that makes the decisions for them. And it takes a beautiful soul or souls to take on such a project, because oftentimes they use their own money. And let's face it, it's not cheap to raise a sanctuary and to bring in more rescues. And as we both know, we all want to bring them in at once. And as much as we want to save them all, it's just not possible at this time. So when you can bring in that love, and I went in with zero expectation. I wanted to embrace the moment as it came and as it went. And I think that's what I treasured most, is that I just enjoyed every moment. And my week went by so slowly, and I was so grateful for that. I couldn't wait to get up and go and see Gretel. I couldn't wait to go see the other piggies, the other donkeys. It's a beautiful connection. And it just brought me more awareness and more of a deeper understanding of who I am and who I want to be.
Perfect. And I think when you said more people would be changed if they experience this, I think you're right. And I think there's a lot of people searching for something to help shift them. And, this is a perfect opportunity because animals have a way of shifting human consciousness.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to make sure I put the link in here for that place in case someone wants to donate, or someone that lives in Southwestern Ontario wants to actually go there and experience this, because I think it's so important, and or just donate financially, And I think, as we know, donating to bigger institutions, as we found out, that a lot of that billions of dollars doesn't go into really funding anything. It goes into upper management costs and fees and things, or into the pockets of those that do more harm than good. And I say that with truth, as that's not from me, it's from what it is. So to be able to put money where you actually see it making a difference in humans, animals' lives, is one of the most satisfying things you can do.
Yes.
And so I'll make sure the links are in there. But, as we're coming to a close on today's show, I think for me, it's opened a whole new level of awareness. And not that I haven't been aware of animals' plight, but to know that these places are there for us, not only for the animals to be sanctioned and for the people with the hearts, but they're there opening up for this human, for the next evolution of consciousness. Because I think when someone connects with an animal, it opens their higher consciousness as well.
Absolutely.
And I think it's almost, I don't want to use the word therapy, but it's almost great coaching for a human being to be with an animal, because, as I say, it opens up their next level of consciousness, but it also opens up their heart to receive.
Yes.
So is there anything you want to end the show with today? And I think definitely we have to do more shows on the next level of all of this, and the angel of hope within you.
Thank you.
As we go to close the show, what would you like people to know?
First and foremost, thank you for everyone who took the time today to watch. If there's anything that I would like to say on today's topic, take a chance. Take a chance on being with an animal, a sanctuary. Open your hearts. There is no judgment when you're in that space, sitting, petting, talking to an animal. They only listen with love. And the beautiful thing about the animals is that they can see your soul. And they have nothing but love for all those that come into their space. And they want to live just like we want to live, abundantly, with love and acceptance. If you get the chance, please spend time with a shelter, an animal shelter, a sanctuary, volunteer an hour a week, something. I got goosebumps. Spend time. Time is short here in the physical world. We know this. And I think it would bring so much healing, not only to you, but to the animal and within your own surroundings. I feel that may make you find joy, find peace. And just it will open up your heart. This I know. This I know.
I agree. And it produces ripples of heart consciousness. The minute you connect with an animal on that level, it just expands. I mean, the light just gets brighter and brighter. And that's what's turning everything around on this world, even though the world looks like it's going to hell in a handbasket, but we know different. So from my heart to yours, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am quite emotional right now, which is perfect, which is fine. And I thank each and everyone that's listening to this, and please share this and check out the links. And if you don't live in our region, then please just search for sanctuaries and rescues and shelters where you can experience that from an injured, abused animal. And I know some of you have pets, and maybe start looking at your pets in a whole new way. It'll change your life forever.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Angel blessings to each and every one.
Yes, thank you. We'll see you again soon.
Absolutely.